I'm on a train now heading back to Seattle. It's the Coast Starlight, which is an Amtrak train that connects Los Angeles and Seattle. And particularly in California, it follows right along the coast. So you're looking out over bluffs and beaches to the Pacific Ocean. It's a dramatic train ride that I'm enjoying very, very much. In today's episode, I'm going to look back at the California Mission Walk and talk about the highlights, the lowlights, and also give some shout outs to some of the people who made my California Mission Walk such a great experience. You're not going to believe this, but a highlight for me was a hamburger restaurant in Lompoc. Tom's Burgers has one of the best chicken teriyaki Hawaiian burgers that I've ever had. And their french fries and their onion rings were great. It's not exactly health food, but it's really well cooked. It's a hole-in-the-wall kind of place, and it was a highlight for me. Number 4 highlight is San Luis Obispo, and it's actually my favorite city. I thought long and hard about this, but as I thought about San Luis Obispo, I thought, here's a town in the middle of nowhere. It's got historic buildings and lots of restaurants, and I like the way the mission relates to the community. So, of all the places that I thought about telling Teresa that I'd want to move, it would be San Luis Obispo. So that's my number 4 highlight. Number 3 highlight is something I've never seen in a church, and I've only seen in a few other places, and that's an outdoor shower. The outdoor shower at St. Luke's Episcopal Church in Holon is so refreshing, and there's nobody around, so I didn't feel embarrassed about enjoying it. Highlight number 2 is Mission La Purísima. I like that place. I like how it has been recreated. It feels so genuine to me. I was warmly welcomed there, and that's one of the few missions where I felt I could really begin to understand what things must have been like 200 years prior when it was founded. My most favorite experience of all was something that many mission walkers don't do. They take the boat instead of crossing the Golden Gate Bridge. I crossed it because of my bike. It wouldn't be allowed on the boat, and I loved every second of it. It was exhilarating, and the views were fabulous, and knowing that I was on this historic bridge was really a highlight for me. It seemed like I was often in a conflict with cars. As a biker, I was always on the lookout to make sure that I was going to be safe, and even on the very first day, I'm going where I'm supposed to be, and a silver SUV just about crashes into me. I looked back, and the driver was talking on his telephone. At McDonald's restaurant, unlike some of the other fast food places that populate California, I was unable to order. The dining room is closed and bikes aren't accepted at the drive-thru. I just thought that was unfair. There are 21 different missions and there are 21 different ways of doing the COVID closures, but some are so completely shut down. It's such a contrast between others that are practically wide open. It just felt to me sometimes like there could have been an accommodation for pilgrims. A low light for me was having to bike on the freeway. It just felt overwhelming sometimes, and I cringed whenever I knew I was going to have to do it. My worst experience of all was being bit by a dog. That's something that's a possibility anytime you're walking out in the countryside or in the city too. And it happened to me, and it still hurts a little bit. You really have to give props to Butch Briery, whose guidebook makes this whole thing possible, and also to Kevin Donahue, who put the guidebook directions into GPS files. I'm so thankful for Stephen Woody, who helped me out, in Petaluma right at the very beginning to give me a good start. And then for people like Karen and John Jernigan in King City, who gave me some history lessons and also got me going in the right direction. Then followed up by meeting me out in Halone so that I could have dinner with the folks at the St. Luke's Episcopal Church. Because of Rhonda Sanford, I had a great visit at La Purísima, not to mention a fabulous meal at Tom's Burgers in Lompoc. Then I also appreciate the real friendliness that Bud Shipley showed by showing up and bringing me something to drink one day. Kenneth Keller was amazing. Not only did he put me up at his house, but he also worried through my battery range with me and brought me a spare battery in case I needed it while I was heading off to one of the missions. Then he rode with me later on. Mark Wilkinson and also Sally Sheridan of Santa Barbara are true visionaries. They have looked at the California Mission Walk, El Camino Real, and such, and said, maybe we can take this the next step. And so I love the fact that they're trying to find ways to develop this and make it something that will attract even more people. Larry Edwards is something else. Not only did he feed me a great dinner, but then the next day he went out to Mission San Juan Capistrano to show me around. It was really great. When I arrived in San Diego, Bridget Weiss was there to show me around the mission, to welcome me, and then she bought me lunch afterwards. What a sweet, sweet thing to do. Maggie and Miguel Espinosa put me up for 3 nights, and their house is wonderful. Their hospitality is spectacular. So much fun. And my family was great too. I got to meet my new Uncle Jerry and Aunt Veronica. I met a cousin, Danette, that I didn't know before, and I also was able to spend some time with my cousin Jerry, member of the Juaneño tribe, who really filled me out on what it means to have been a mission Indian. There were so many other people that helped along the way too, that showed me through the missions, that took their time to explain to me what I was seeing. And they were archaeologists, tour guides, park rangers. I so appreciate them. Then there were other people that populated my walk too, like my new friend Yvonne, who is a busker and provided some of the music. Huang and her friend met me at Soledad by coincidence and convinced me to jump the fence. Then when I arrived in San Diego, here was John, who had been following me on YouTube and just wanted the opportunity to meet me and say hello and welcome me to San Diego. As with any Camino, a big part of the experience is the people that you meet along the way, and this one did not disappoint. To them and everyone else that I met, thank you so much for being part of my walk. Wow, that was really a lot of train whistles. I'm in the front car of the train, and I think right behind the locomotive and its whistle. I hope you were able to make out the words of the soundtrack. So the next episode is going to be a full review of the California Mission Walk. I want to give people a very clear idea of what this walk is like. So I'm going to go mission by mission and describe the distances and the spaces in between and what a person can expect. In the meantime, I'm so glad that you've been part of this journey. Thanks so much for joining me.